letting you know and reminding you that those complimentary memberships end December 31st. So if you have not already gone to our website, harlemAA.org, and renewed your membership for 2026, I encourage you to do so. For those of you that may have forgotten to do that, go online and so it could be a really okay. Thank you so much, and I know we're gonna have to break it there.
Thank you, Tim. One of the things that I also noticed is that your swag, folks, you know this, right? So how does someone get swag of yours from the West Coast? How does it happen? Online services must be. Good one, good one. You know, first person I'd like to have come on up here. Oh, sorry. Roll the video. Here we go.
Good morning. 2025 has been a great year. As we approach 2026 in a few days, the goals of the Harlem Arts Alliance is to substantially increase our membership. Several years ago, and before COVID, we had approximately 800 members. For the past year, the Harlem Arts Alliance has enjoyed extraordinary town hall meetings with each one of you sharing, promoting, and marketing yourselves or your organization. We invite you to identify other cultural organizations and cultural practitioners to join our local town hall meetings. This is our 25th year, and we are ending 2025 with a goal of doubling our membership in 2026. With your help, I know that we can. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. And quick little question. You know that I've been at the Harlem Community Development Corporation. How long, Wayne? How many years will it be next year? For now to answer. Let's see. Well, it'll be 20 years. Back then, yes. And not one that's even 5 governors. Can you believe that? You're the 5. I'm not calling you anymore. But one of the people that I credit everywhere in terms of my tenure at Harlem Community Development Corporation is a guy who was a assembly member representing the district in Central Harlem. Okay, that was the Honorable Keith Wright. You know, but now would you believe that his son, my boy, George,
Thank you so much, Mr. How we doing, Harlem? Good morning. I intend to you to live the lives that we want to be in. So the Harlem Arts Alliance, Arts of Harlem has always been a part of the fabric of my life. You know, the Model Foundation, as you know well here, making sure that we're all always singing. I went to that performance last week, 2 weeks ago. It was beautiful. Had a great time. And beyond everything else, Harlem and art are synonymous. My grandfather, a guy named Judge Bruce, wrote a poetry book, and he was able to edit poetry for Langston Hughes. He was the lawyer for Art Blakey, Matt Roach, the list goes on. So I want to always understand that art, jazz, music, funk, style, everything, that's what Harlem is based off of. So enjoy the town hall. If you ever need to contact my office, we're at the Harlem State Office Building, 163 West 125th Street. We'll walk by it a million times. I'll say the number a couple times. 212-866-5809. That's 212-866-5809. again, my name is Jordan Wright, and I'm thrilled to be your assemblyman. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. Yes, indeed. And I guess one of the first people I have to call up, and it's not simply because I want you guys to know where I was going. I've been in this neighborhood, which is West Harlem, remember? Wayne, don't we hate it when they came with a broad brush that say Harlem? There it is.
We educate.
Thanks. That's what it is. So we're in West Harlem, for those who don't know. And let me, of course, call up, because we are in this beautiful space. Can we say Harlem School of the Arts? Yeah, yeah. The Changing Company, and of course, Mona Lisa Perez. Come on up. Those.
Like 6, going on 7 weeks. Beautiful here at the Harlem School of Arts, and then certain activities that are happening this week. I oversee the facility. I oversee this beautiful building. So if you ever need anything, I am the one to come to. We do rent out this space, so I oversee the other areas. But to talk about what's going on this week. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys know, we had our first holiday show where the kids got to perform. We actually honored George Faison. He was here last night. He got up on stage and he spoke to the kids. And the show is basically about just going through Harlem and all these beautiful faces in Harlem, like the Studio Museum of Harlem, the churches, and the kids. You guys gotta come see it. But there's a show today at 7 p.m. There's a show tomorrow at 3 and at 7. And then we're also doing St. Nick on St. Nick tomorrow. Where St. Nick will be here giving out. I don't know if you guys know Mr. James Martin, but he'll be our St. Nick. Tomorrow. Our CEO and president. So you guys are all welcome to let the kids know in the community. It's from 10 to 4 tomorrow. They get to see the picture of St. Nick, and then they get to grab a toy that they want for the holiday. That's all I really have to say. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
And for those of you who know me, remember, only borough that is attached to the continental United States. And the only one artist might know that, and that of course is, what borough is that, lady?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right then. I know who I am. Unburied brilliance laid wide open in books, revealing ancestral truths. History lacks consequences, avoiding authentic creation. Lies are old, however not senior to truth. Wearing my ancestral authority to a galaxy far, far from here. On mission, leaving this earth, spirit tapped in to your destiny. It informs, uplifting all of your senses. Brings your purpose of polish, shine. Beauty is more than what mirrors and lenses present. Earn. Complexed beings carries you melanin. Passion. to the sun, plants, water. Divinely, you belong in an alkaline lifestyle. Jewels, feeding, replenishing your frequency. Stand. Ancestors quietly whisper around you. Annihilators dance on the depth of your master planting destruction, dismantling culture, cultural rights, identity, wealth, spiritually and financially. Link in with those of cosmic intelligence. Wavelength begin at the fifth dimension. Trees, holy rivers, align with your legacy, carrying names through ownership rather than roots, designed for each of you to break, remain unawake. Hope. Hope is the more dangerous characteristic for the unmelanated in rulership off the backs of melanated nations. You are resilient, designed to align with the sun, moon, spirit.
Wayne, a lot of times I really mess it up. The oldest building in New York City or, thank you. So the oldest building in Manhattan, the Morris Trammell Mansion. Someone lived there?
Yes.
And well, we often hear that Washington slept there. Captain, can you tell us, Captain Hughes, please tell us the real history behind that. Captain Hughes.
Thank you, Curtis. Yes, my name is Catherine Hughes. I'm the Executive Director of the Morris Trammell Mansion. And as alluded to, we have Wayne Benjamin here, who is on the board of the Morris Trammell Mansion. So we have celebrated this year our 260th anniversary. The house is 260 years old. It is the oldest residence in Manhattan. Francis Tower.
She needs to click it. She needs to click it. It's on the other.
Is an older
Music's
building.
in.
So it is up at the top of Sugar Hill, as Dueling called it. It was the crown jewel of Sugar Hill, jewel in the crown of Sugar Hill. And we are about to embark, well, we are embarking on the restoration for, I'm so sorry that I picked the wrong mic. The exterior restoration and accessibility project has begun. So after 10 long years of advocating for the restoration of the mansion, it has finally begun. We are closed to the public except on the weekends. So we want to let everybody know that that is happening. What we're doing is pivoting to outdoor and mobile programming. So what we're offering is a guided walking tour of the neighborhood. And this is looking at Sugar Hill from 260 years of history and even before that, to look at who was here before colonialization. So looking at the Lenape history of the area, and then moving through the neighborhood to highlight some of the amazing people who have lived there, like Larry Neal, like Paul Robeson. We go down by 555, the Triple Nickel on Edgecombe. Then we continue through the neighborhood. We go by the wonderful location of the Green Book author, Victor Green. We then go up 155, 155, and then we end up at Eliza Jamel's grave in Trinity Cemetery. So we kicked it off this month, it's going very well, people are really enjoying learning about this history and are shocked at the depth and the breadth of that history. So it's really, really fun. We invite everyone to, you can find out more on our website. The other thing that we're doing is continuing to have our free family and community day activities. We can do that on Saturday in our basement. We still have access to the basement. So that allows us to continue. We were making pomanders on the last Saturday. So it's always the second Saturday of the month. Free activities, please send people or come yourself. And then we are also going out to schools instead of having field trips, because we can't do that. We are going out to schools. We've adapted our school programs, and we are going out doing hour-long programs. We have a variety of programs that we're offering. We have 3 different programs, and those are going really well too. So we had our debate program for the first time this week in school. So these are schools that are all boroughs, but we do really try to hit all of neighborhood schools. So that is where we are today. And I made some walking tour little flyers that are over there to remind you or give you more information about the walking tours. And you can check everything out on our website, morrisjamel.org. So thank you very much for having me.
And for all of the presenters who you see this morning, please remain. All presenters remain, because why? We're going to do our group photos. Always true. So Tyrone is not here, so you know what? Curtis Archer, you're up. Where are you, Curtis? Oh, I'm Curtis. So, having said that, how many guys familiar with Harlem Community Development Corporation? All right, yes. You know, we are under Empire State Development Corporation. Just for context, I know you'll correct me, but hold your seat, please, okay? That we are the owners of the Apollo Theater, right? Plus also, in the project I was hired for in 2006, Fred, was the Victoria Theater redevelopment project, okay, under Pataki. Then, of course, we have the National Urban League, and the League, you know my wife, she loves that, because now she has a Trader Joe's. Who knew? Yes. Okay, a little trivia. Craig, I'm going to yell it out. The birthplace of bebop straight ahead jazz is? Thank you, Mittens Playhouse. That's right, on West 118th Street between St. Nick and 7th, or Adam Clayton Powell. We are also the owners of that, right? And right now, okay, Curtis, what's happening? Nothing's there, the lights out. Don't worry, something is coming 2026, I promise you. In addition, oh shoot, okay, you know what? The clicker, okay, let's see. All right. There you go. So we are divided into 3 separate buckets there, small business workshops. How many guys have ever attended one of our webinars? Thank you. Anyway, and we're also bringing back some in-person content as well. So look for that in 2026. As you can tell, my partner is not here, and that, of course, is Ema Oria. If you have questions about anything, want to also have content you may think might be of importance in the small business community, I suggest you hit her up at 212-961-4193. That's Ema. Then, of course, how many guys interested in getting your MWB, Minority and Women-Owned Business Enterprise certification? You have it already? You want it? Okay, so take down this number. Tell me that you're ready. And that would be for Brian Cook, and Cook is with an E at the end, and it's Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Brian Cook. He's a senior certification analyst, and he can be found at 212-961-4164. Right? And we will hold your hand through the process, but also if you want to pivot and also get your city certification, you can also fast track that as well. Then we have, of course, business assistance, where we actually explore a number of the resources. I expect to see a lot of you in this May for Small Business Month that will be having a summit over at the Columbia Building, the Lee Bollinger Forum. I'll make sure that everyone knows when that is actually happening. Ooh, and these are some of the upcoming webinars. Take the date and time. If you have any questions about getting registered, please hit me up, because I do answer my phone. You know this at 212-961-4156. All right? And you see Ema's information there. Like I said, I have cards. I don't have my QR code or anything. So, but if you're interested in getting in touch with her or registering, check out the QR code there, which you can on your phone. That's it. Thank you all.
Oh, I'm not that. That's
Okay. Like I said, back in the day, my father, he had 2 left feet, so she'd leave him home. She'd go out and dance with a girlfriend one night. She would go to the Savoy. She'd go to, well, she didn't go to Cotton Club because they weren't letting us in, but Savoy was a big place. And who knows better, the Lindy Hop, or the Charleston, all of that, than is Barbara Jones. Come on up here, Barbara. Yeah.
How come we got up down there? Not be like Joe.
Well, blow, right? Blow.
More special Harlem nights are coming in March. It will be the Savoy Centennial Celebration, or as we're calling it, Savoy 100. We'll connect the Harlem community to its famous culture of dance and jazz. So the Harlem Arts Alliance, Jazzmobile, the Harlem Swing Dance Society, and the National Jazz Museum of Harlem, we want to welcome you to join us and or join the team. We're looking for volunteers and more to put this together. There are flyers in the back, or you can come to me and ask me for more information. Again, for special Harlem nights, please come to me or get the flyer and contact me later. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara Jones. Yes. So get a clicker. So we need that. Michelle Eccles, specifically curated collections. Come on up here. Yes. Come on. Yeah. Give it up.
Hi, good morning, everyone. How are you? Come on up. So, in the essence of time, I won't give you my background information, but I do have a QR code. I will say that I am currently a high school librarian and also an associate professor at John Jay College, where I have been delving deep into artificial intelligence, and I realize that our community is being left behind because of the digital divide and also because of all of the confusion that's out here around, that centers around generative AI, which happens to be a derivative of artificial intelligence. So I have a quick agenda. I want to talk about AI for small businesses, how you can leverage AI for your business. In addition, AI for educators and AI for artists. I do have a consultancy part of my business where I consult with individuals. I offer a one-on-one consulting work. I also offer group workshops. And I also offer webinars that are pre-filmed and then you have an opportunity to view. So in the world of AI, currently everyone has heard of ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the gold standard, so they say, so they think. It was not the first one that came out for artificial, for generative AI. Actually, the first one the news industry used was called Chat. It's the gold standard because of marketing. Just like we have Clorox, and Clorox brand name is bleach. That's what this is. It's a brand. Aside from ChatGPT, we have Claude AI. Claude happens to be owned by the original engineers that started OpenAI ChatGPT. They had a fallout and started their own business. And theirs is more of a conversational piece, whereas ChatGPT is more of like a coding type of, they work on a code. The next one is Google. Google took a long time, took 2 years to wait to bring out their Gemini, which happens to be a fantastic tool. You'll find it within your Google Suite. And then Grammarly. Grammarly been around for a while. Grammarly, we use for editing purposes. It has a full suite of AI tools that you can actually fact check anything that you might have done with AI to see the percentage of artificial intelligence that's there. Recently, the government passed the copyright law, where it's 30% of your product can be produced under using AI. 70% has to be what they call generated from human input. So the other generative AI tools that are out here, as I mentioned, I am an associate professor at John Jay College. So here are a few that we use at the college level. That's Consensus, which is a researching tool. Elicit, another research tool, and Perplexity. Perplexity, it happens to be one of my favorite tools because in the paid version, you can do a lot more in that than you can in the free version. That's where the digital divide is happening with our kids in the world today, because they are attending what I call TikTok University and YouTube Academy, but they're working in the free version, which is not as good as a paid version. Other tools that can help our kids is Commungo, owned by Khan Academy. You heard of Khan Academy, the tutorial program? That's their AI tool. Otter is a speech to text, which helps people who have disabilities. And QuickBot has been around for a really long time. Fun quick story, I was working in a school on the Upper West Side, and the kids were in 7th grade, and they were using QuickBot, paraphrasing, so what is that? So I had to go find out what the kids were using. All right, now AI for small business owners. ChatGPT, Claude AI, Gemini, and Grammy are all available for you. What you can do. Again, because your AI voice will get there. If you don't have a receptionist or administrative assistant, you can program an AI tool to do that for you. So here's my pride and present. My pride and my beauty is AI for educators, because as an educator, this is what I do. We use Consensus, we use Elicit. Magic School is a tool that's designed specifically for educators in the K-12 sector. Perplexity is a free one. And most recently, New York City Public School System has bought a whole suite of Google, and we now have Gemini. We also have Notebook LMN, which actually helps you produce podcasts. We also have the Adobe Express suite in the New York City Public School that helps you do anything from creating your flyers to editing your podcast to editing videos, creating old black and white films, and some of the things my students have done. And so when we talk about tailoring your learning journey, if you're an adult who has had a long absence from school and you want to return back to college, at John Jay, we're working with students to help them integrate artificial intelligence, specifically Gen AI, into their daily work practice to help them with time management, to help them for their study skills, and also help them fill in the gap, because some adult students have not been in school in 20 years, and there's gaps that they face. AI for artists, right? I know that the artists in the room are saying, no, 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 no. I don't want to use AI, but if you want to fine tune things in your life, you can use AI for that. Again, remember, the United States Copyright Office has made it 70-30 split. So artists, I know that you make sure your work is being used, but it is ways that you can protect your work. But I don't have time for all that. So Ideogram is great for creating videos, for creating text, creating those moving AI videos that you see. Ideogram. Then Google has Banana, which I actually had fun with this the last couple of weeks with students in school. Canva, most people know about Canva. That's an AI tool. Adobe Express, Midjourney, high level. That's when you into your artwork, it's the high level of all of the art that's available for you. Now, I'd like to unveil my special project. This past summer, I had the opportunity to sit and listen to all of the fabulous stories from this gentleman here, Boza Rivers. And we sat down and we created the Storyteller of Harlem, Meet Boza Rivers. It's a colored book. It's a very good. And it is published, you can find it on Bookshop. That's the QR code for the discount. However, if you want to autograph copy today for a holiday present, Boza has 15 copies available today. The price is $15, and we also have some crayons for you as well. Thank you.
Everyone you were married.
Is it,
That's good,
is it, hit the switch,
Okay.
flip the switch, flip the switch.
See, hold it.
No.
It's on, that switch is on. Switch is on.
Okay.
You guys can hear me, correct?
Yes, sir.
So Michelle, I'm calling out to you because, you know, when we had this small business expo earlier in the year, most well-attended event was, of course, AI. It blew up. So they did an introductory session and then an afternoon session. So you and I need to talk because that content is so valuable and important. So definitely follow up. So on that note, make sure that we have, collective dance journey. Oh! Come on up, y'all. You got it. Very well.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Thank you for this opportunity to introduce myself. Thank you to Boza, TJ, and the entire Frontliners team. My name is Nami Kagami, and I'm a dancer, choreographer, and teaching artist. Working in this community through a mindful movement practice I call Collective Dance Journey Project. I'm based right here in Hamilton Heights, Harlem, up on 148th Street for the past 25 years. And I've had the pleasure of working with Harlem-based artists like Joyce Ademi with Celebrate You, Celebrate Us, also Ziza with the Deaf Jam Workshop. Just last Friday, I completed a project at Hamilton Grove Student Center, right around the corner on 145th Street. And this was made possible by the 2025 Creative Learning Grant that I received through the Lower Manhattan Cultural Council, supported by the New York State Council on the Arts and the Office of the Governor. So through accessible and gentle movement, inspired by ballet, modern and jazz dance, combined with Tai Chi, the project supported members in reconnecting to their bodies, to each other, and to the present moment. Together we explored rhythm, tapped into creativity, express ourselves through portrait photography, and moved in ways that were open and exclusive to people of all ages and abilities. And what's most important to me is creating a space that feels safe, fun, and uplifting. I'm here today because I truly believe this work was best through partnerships with community schools, senior centers, anyone who's interested in supporting wellness, creativity, and connection. I'm open to collaborating, adapting programs to meet community needs, and exploring what's possible together. Thank you for the opportunity to share my work today. And now I'd like to introduce members from Hamilton Branch Senior Center performing a rhythm piece I titled Echo in Movement with music by Pushenia Minote. And I left some brochure in the back table, so please feel free to come talk to me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. You good?
Yes.
All right. That was wonderful, sure. You might even have room for me, because remember, I have a new hip. I get it up the basketball, but I think I can still do it. Yeah. Man. Okay, I gotta share this plug. Soul. goes next.
Gave me that SOS call. Somebody before wasn't gonna come when she came. And
Yes,
always
you did.
said, "Pick
Thank
it
you.
up." But she kept me on, so thank you. Kind of late. The one that was talking about the AI, I'm using AI or Canva for this video. It's, and I will be, I need some more, learning how to do it back. I am Shimoda Sesame. I'm a mixed media artist. I make jewelry, I wrote some books, I have a calendar. And so what I'm showing you on the video is Laura and I, Laura Gaston, phenomenal mixed media artist. Also, quilter, we're having our artist show this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So the video is going to show you samples of some of the artists that are participating.
Okay, you want me to hit play?
Yes. And just to let you know that I do have, if you want to see, I have a journal that I created. I use my existing artwork, so it's not your traditional journal. And then also, what I have with me, if you want to see it later, is my calendar, which I'm also using my artwork. And I have uplifting quotes that goes along. So thank you.
Thank you, Shimoda. I told you that I was putting you on that A list, right?
I always want to be on your table.
Thanks. All right, so I already gave you the shameless plug in terms of Soul and Prime Time. But another person who came on there, of course, with my girl, Robin Bell Stevens, Jazzmobile, was my man, Craig Harris. Come on up here, man. Yes.
It's Craig Harris, bonus composer, Harlem resident. I got 50 years of being a musician, composer. I scored the film, using the Black Messiah, and various other films. I worked with anybody that who's been somebody, and about 2005, 2006, the Heritage Theater and Community Works commissioned me to do a piece entitled "We Try How Many." That's Barbara Bowitz and Boza here. And the name of the piece was "Try How Many." And it was not because we had just crossed over to the millennium. And I was sitting in Setting Pine in its infant stage. Setting Pine was one of the first organizations really
really. When I was walking down Lennox Avenue, and Louis 23rd Street, I saw a gate and said, chocolate covered apricot. And I said, oh, I said, chocolate apricot. And so that was a big thing to me. So I sat there, so one day I was sitting there, and some people were sitting there, some new people in the community, my history with Harlem, like, my people come from the history of county, South Carolina, that's Haiti. And I'm one of the people, I was very pleasant. I knew my great grandmother was born in 1918. Okay, so I kind of have a sense of history. And I understand how our people used to come from South Carolina, Georgia, up the Eastern Corridor. You read that book by, what's her name, Elizabeth Wilson, Born of Other Sons. So my family came up from the Eastern Corridor, which is Florida, South Carolina, Georgia. North Carolina.
I was like,
so,
she was like, I didn't speak to me. So I said,
people
you
would
know,
come,
just today, we're gonna need one for tomorrow too. If that's sold out, so I just said,
then my family,
oh,
all the shops they moved to Long Island. And like, so Long Island is one of the most affluent areas in the world, but somebody got to do work. So
let me show you.
like 1930, my great grandmother brought our family and, Harlem and Brooklyn, and then, like I said, like, our aunties and our mothers would go, like, they leave on Monday morning, and they go and they work on Long Island in this house, and they come back Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So that's when I hooked up with Harlem, because by that time, we had moved to Hempstead, which is right next to Garden City, which is one of the richest. And so Harlem, I got that connection. So I was raised there, but I had an aunt who refused to live in the city. She lived on 124th Street in Malcolm X Boulevard, also which is Lennox Avenue. And I remember we were in high school, we would come to Harlem at nighttime, we get in the car, and we just drive, like we get in the car, and we come across the Tri-Borough Bridge, and it looked like a Wizard of Oz going into the highs. And we come across, and we would drive across 125th Street, like I'm talking about like 74, 75. But we would get out of the car, we would stay. And we just drive back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that was, we always say, like, in the summertime, let's go to town. And so that's my thing. But then I became a musician, and there's a man named Sunron, people don't know. Sunron. And in fact, there's a beautiful documentary coming out about him on February 20th on PBS. Okay, so I was fortunate enough to work with Sunron. And Sunron's manager lived in St. Victor's Projects. So in order to get paid, we had to come to 130th Street to get paid. And either there or we had to be at the OTB, which was on between the that was, meet me at the OTB or come to the city. So that's my relationship coming to Harlem. That's how I came and started hanging out in Harlem. And then I moved uptown like around about 78. I moved uptown. My first apartment was 28th Street, St. Louis Terrace. A nice two-bedroom apartment on the 5th floor. I paid $150 a month. That's right. And so that was it. And then I just be uptown in Harlem, became my music, and 125th Street is my muse. Like, I got a friend who's a Saudi, and he said something very important to me. He said, Craig, you know what? Your culture is like our oil. He said, like, he would say, our friend Saudi said, our money, we get our money from the oil. He said, y'all got the culture, so y'all need to monetize that. And so, 125th Street, just became my muse. And then 290 Lennox Avenue, there was a woman named Diane McIntyre. And she had the dance, sounds, and motion. And in that building, there was and then New Heritage Theater, Barbara Furman was upstairs, they was on the floor. So that was building, and that's where I probably met Rosa, because Rosa and I have something in common, the chicken smell. That chicken smell forever in our lives. But they had a chicken joint on the thing, and it had the fruitiest smell that they used coming up. So we bonded forever by that. Okay? And so that's how I became that. And then I guess Rosa and Barbara said, okay, we can work with him. And so I'm sitting in Sedicani, and I hear these, oh yeah, Harlem is happening now. I'm like, happening now? That's an excuse for young lady. Harlem always been happening. Always been happening. So I said, okay, so Moses and them said, what are you doing? I said, I want to be my physical presence in Harlem I live. So from 1976 to 1996, I want to do this 30-year thing called the Tri-Harlem. Tri means that it's 3 decades. The Har means Harlem, Harlem. The N means that we had just crossed y'all remember K1, what was it, Y2, when we thought the world was going to end? Everybody was going to around 1990, that time. So I composed this piece. It's a very, very beautiful piece. It's extended work and of course, at that time, people walk down Harlem, you could hear Spanish, French, and English. So I had this whole thing. We did this beautiful piece. We had a lot of people involved. And so, and music Harlem is always here. Harlem grows throughout all time. Harlem is from 155th Street up to where the river ends, from river to river. That's our Harlem. And in that sense, I wrote this piece, and it's living. And we're going to present the piece on December 27th, next Saturday. And we're going to do it at Mount Morris Ascension Church. I happen also to be the artistic director for an organization called Arts Education Continuum, and also Harlem Jazz Box, and my co-worker, Welcome to Harlem, Carolyn Johnson, Darryl Bridges, and Jawea Hawkins. So we've been presenting concerts in Harlem at Mount Morris Ascension Church or at Randall Church every Friday and Thursday for the last 13 years. We have jazz concerts. And on Saturday mornings, we do gospel concerts at Mount Olive Church. We've been consistent because I come from that Harlem that, like, when you walk the street, you will see these great people, and this year we're going to do the piece in its full format. We're going to do the whole piece. And we're also going to honor, I'm getting to that point in my life where, some of the people that I come with are no longer here. They made that transition. So we're going to honor Lloyd Williams, who was born 1945. We're going to honor Honorable Bill Perkins, who was born in 1949. We're going to honor Keith Thompson, who was born like 52, 53, who taught at City College for years and brought out a lot of young people. That's what I did. And the name of the piece is 5 on the black hand side, because you don't get no blacker than these 5 people I'm talking about. You don't get no blacker than Lloyd Williams. Here we go. We have one of those moments. Bill Perkins, Lloyd Williams, Ted Wilson, Harlem, born and bred, Purple Gang, Ted Wilson, okay, and Brother Leroy Bell. And this is like, if people knew, like I was educated by like Mr. Dickens, Lloyd Dickens. He used to take his walks around, or Mr. Woods, that's Mr. Woods or Sylvia Woods, or Mr. Sutton. These people like Leroy Bell goes back to 1941. And so I just extended the piece, and I'm just dealing with the total existence of Harlem, because you can't just put it in that 30 years. And so we'll be doing the piece. Do come and support us. We have a big gospel concert coming up at Mount Olive Church. We got about 3,000 people in the church on that's on the 26th. But I'm going to play a piece, an excerpt from the piece, and please support me with my website, FRAG.com. Like the virtual said, the virtual where it's at. And thank you very much. But yeah, it's really
As you said, that's really just a sample. All right, very, very nice. One thing I also have to say, Isabel Wilkerson, The Warmth of Other Suns, right? Plus also the second one, Cash, which was also made into a film, but incredible about the Great Migration. Literally, my pops speak of Georgia and North Carolina, so I know it well. Very, very well. And now we're going to talk about, make sure I get this right here. Oh my God. I might. Okay. Well, you know what? I might also say, how many guys are familiar with Red Rooster? Okay. Now, when you go there, do you go there for food? Thank you. Not really, but yeah. You go there maybe for some entertainment, right? How many guys know about a gospel brunch that happens on weekend? Anybody know? Do we know who has a residency there? Can you say the Mama Foundation? Yeah, baby. Noel, come on up here then. Yes.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What a pleasure it is, and just a blessing to have these town halls, because I know we are in our little cocoons working on our missions so hard all the time that we don't get out to culminate. So this is a large blessing as we are at the end of the year. We're still standing, y'all. Can you give us welcome to the Mama Foundation for the Arts. We are located on 126th Street between Lenox and 7th Avenue. Mama is a cultural arts institution that preserves the history and the culture of our African American theater, music, art, dance, and all of the above. I'm here to report and give an update because I haven't been here in a while. Oh, there we are. By the way, my name is Amaya Noel Higginson. I am the Artistic Director of the Model Foundation for the Arts. In addition, also a music professor and Director of Music at Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire. And I'm leading the Dartmouth College Gospel Choir, as well as a professor of music at SUNY Purchase Music Conservatory. This is my mother, Amaya Higginson. And we're really here to spread the story of, oh, that's our staff. Hey, staff, there it is. That's our staff at Mama. We're here to spread the story of Mama I Wanna Sing. And Mama I Wanna Sing is a Harlem story, actually, that changed the world. And it's a coming of age story, but a story of any human who has a dream, you know? So the dream is that calling and that burning desire of a young girl who was a PK, preacher's kid, of a Pentecostal minister, who happened to be my grandfather. And he led a church on 132nd Street. And one day he preached a sermon that said, Ephesians 4:1. I, therefore, a servant of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called. Not just to kind of ponder over it, but to walk worthy of the vocation of the calling, whatever that burning desire may be inside of you. We must listen. Whether it's the calling to sing or something that maybe you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or a social worker. So that's the story of Mama I Wanna Sing. And at 16 years old, Doris Joy, a native New Yorker, Harlemite, decided she wanted to sneak out her house. Because she learned the music in the church, she learned the music of the day, but as any rebellious teenager, she had the biggest blessing of living up the block from that famous place, the Apollo Theater. So, without her mother knowing it, she snuck out. And she snuck down the block to that backstage door of the Apollo Theater on 120 Station. And she heard ladies of the day that inspired her because, you know, she listened to something called a radio. Y'all know what that is? Radio. It has a dial and a frequency, and then back then it was only AM. And so that Wednesday night, she entered the competition at amateur night. And she ended up winning with 3 girls from her church. James Brown in the audience came running backstage with a contract in his hand. Watch me now. And he said, Doris Joy, you're a star. I'm going to take you out on the road. And at 16, she looked down on the dotted line and it said, sign here if you're 18. 3 a.m. in the morning, in a fight or flight moment, she had to decide whether to follow the calling, Ephesians 4:1. As she tiptoed back home, she had to face who? Where was Mom? She was right there at the door with a switch. Girl, I told you not to go down in them devil places, Mom said. But she always promised Mom she would come back to give back with leaving those most famous words on her lips. Mama, I want to sing. Amen. Making history at the Apollo Theater, making history in Harlem, and then when she took her talents to England to fight for her artistry and taking Harlem wherever she went, she met a young man named Elton. He was 19. She said, man, you play so good on them keys. And he was like, yeah, you so sweet on them vocals. Elton John at 19 became her first piano player. And when she went on to sing on back of the albums of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, sung with Elvis and the Rolling Stones, and started to make her name, and her famous song on Atlantic Records when she gained her own album is called Just One Look. Just one look. And I felt so hot in love with you. Oh, it's those girl group sounds, right? So, as the legacy continues, I'm an only child. So it's up to us to tell our stories. So, Rosa, thank you for the Harlem Arts Alliance. You're telling your story. You have a testimony, you have a testimony, you have a testimony. We've been tested, tried, and true, and still standing. So this is what Mama means, celebrating the music of the culture. Our programs house over 200 active and current youth from the age of 7 to 19 and adults from the age of 19 to 95. The adult program, yes, there it is. Mama Music in-school programming is the third tier of the Mama Foundation for the Arts, and the in-school programming goes to the places, like I said, like we take our handmade African-American Black curriculums into Dartmouth and Ivy League School, into SUNY Purchase Conservatory of Music, and we trickle into the public school system in the surrounding areas, taking the curriculum to schools who do not have music courses or curriculums. This is the student evolution. When a young person comes in, and by the way, Mama Foundation, after this year being 27 years old, starts as a freshman, and young people come in by audition. All of it is tuition free. No charge to them or their families. As you see the growing need for the arts, and almost halfway defunded federally this year, governmentally this year, surviving arts organizations need the Harlem Arts Alliance to bring them to their. Our students, when they come in by audition, you don't have to be an American Idol singer, because this is a training facility, institution. They start as a freshman, they move to an advanced level of training where the level of performance, artistry, and singing gets a little bit more difficult. They move to a platform called PCLA, where it's vital to have the training to perform in front of live audiences. It's called performing before live audiences training. Then, I'm so delighted, because most of you know our performance group that travels all over the world, and also headlines the longest running gospel brunch in New York City, which happens at Red Rooster. However, we want to make a transitionary platform internship space for the young people coming out of the main training program, to ensure that they have the aspirations to get to the professional group. And so we created Sing Harlem TOO #2 in addition to Sing Harlem. And this, that means the young person really has to be ready for a professional gig. So it's very much an incubator and a grooming space. They have to audition and earn their stripes and time at Mama to invest in themselves and their artistry to get to the last level of Sing Harlem Choir. I'm going to show a very short video, and I'm going to shut up, but I love you. I know I'm taking some time. This year, we saw close to 4,000 people at Bethel Gospel Assembly. If you know Bethel Gospel Assembly, it's on 119th Street and 5th Avenue. It's a beautiful mega church that has an amazing congregation. We are partners with them, and we usually have 2 major benefit concerts a year. We just had ours, and here's just a sneak peek of what happened.
Yeah, that's nice.
Why do you look like mom? Your mom was like that.
No, they look similar. He's with the Apollo. He's out.
Oh, really?
Noel? San Diego.
Okay, so how can you be part and support Mama Foundation? There's so many ways to give this year, because I know every arts organization is definitely in need. You saw Mama's One Sauce. Mama's One Sauce is one sauce for all foods at Whole Foods, and it's been in Whole Foods for about 9 years now. That product goes back to supporting the nonprofit, the proceeds. So when you go to Whole Foods, find Mama Buy sauce, it's a sauce, and it's a hard sauce in a bottle, it's bottled in a bottle, it comes in mild spicy, and it's fire. Mama's One Sauce. Now, fire. And we do, like we said, have the longest running African American gospel brunch here in Red Rooster, New York. The students who are fully trained to sing Harlem Choir have those as external platforms to hone and train their talent. That happens every single week, 2 shows all year round, every single Sunday. So you pick a Sunday, come see me, and we'll take care of you at Red Rooster. Oh, in addition, we created another external platform, and I produce it on Sundays, but every single Friday we have live soul nights at Red Rooster, every Friday. I'm going to skip over that. These are partners and funders, and this is what's up. You can enroll for any of our programs. They all start in March from adults to young people. And if you have any questions, come see me. Thank you for your time, Mark. Helen, awesome. Thank you so much, Ellen.
Thank you, Noel. Yes, give it up. And remember, all presenters remain so that we can take that group picture, all right? Also, and I told you about this too, housekeeping, you have a survey, fill it out, okay? And Temple Jean, you'll be collecting. Gotcha. Now we're going to hear from Lev Abramovich, WQC Design Studio. Come on up, Lev.
and then using technology to give the visitors to their places, travel to the website, enjoy, find what they're looking for, and enjoy their view. A little history of the company was developed in 2000, and after the year of doing business as, web developer, we realized that just designing a website is not enough to produce results for our clients on the internet. So we opened up another service which is called search engine optimization. It allows the searches to bring your URL, which is your domain name, to the view of the client. And then as soon as the social media becomes such a marketing place, we realized that another extension required, and then our digital marketing group was developed. That portion of our company it's another company, but it's part of our company, specialized in producing information and marketing for the social media, allowing the people to be found and help their businesses. We have two locations, one in another one in Jamaica. You know what, like developers, what you call presentation, look at it.
Point this way. Point it this way. Point it
Yes,
No, point it this way.
In front of you.
yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, the information you'll see in here on the back table if you want to look at it.
To deliver impactful web design and SEO services. At WQC Design Studio, we create visually stunning, user-focused websites that leave lasting impressions. Harlem Digital Marketing Group excels in SEO, helping businesses reach the top of search results and attract their target audience. A well-designed website with effective SEO is essential for building a brand, engaging customers, and driving conversions. From intuitive web design to targeted SEO strategies, we deliver everything your business needs to thrive online. Let's make your digital vision a reality. Contact us today to get started. Combining creativity and innovation.
give you love. So what I'm saying, so if I said Dos Medalla, you would know exactly what I'm saying. Got you. Excellent, excellent. So, hopefully I said Dos Medalla, but hopefully I'll get this other name that I'm about to pronounce correct. Buffet, boat, above the boat, above the boat. Come on up here, yes. And also, can I get that? You know, I want. But,
So, I remember last month, I learned that it's a short time limit, so I'm trying to. So, hi, my name is Oko the Boat, representing a production company that's, art-centered, also with a big purpose of bringing like art and value to the arts in human society. So, yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna get through this a little bit. So this, I am basically a director and filmmaker, right? But again, like I said, it's an art-centered production. Meaning we approach the whole film production. We approach the whole film production world slightly differently. It's not orthodox, but rather we have like a set designer, an audio engineer, and as well, Shakura Beck, who also catering as well. So this helps create a more holistic experience on set rather than where it can be kind of like Hollywood and the United States. So just like through a little bit. So just more about us, So and what are we? We're production together. We're bringing kids to life. So essentially, model after like the Harlem Renaissance, especially like we really hold strong to that idea that like art is extreme. Like we've seen it that's historically always been important in society's period and has a lot of power to revitalize communities, but it's more so just about being intentional with how you go about that. So, like we said, we want to bring value to our communities by investing in artists. So, on a practical business side, we do like B2B for people, like whether companies do like media services or like commercials, or if an artist wants to bring a product to life, we help them execute that as well through consultations or just whatever services. We also do like, let's say when we work with nonprofit sectors, we do like art programming and whatnot, or for example, like actually like work with youth and get used to experience. Things that are not just drill, not just
And that's the power behind Opal Skin and Opal the Bowl. Amazing. Anytime there's a historical event, a lot of times the family is like,
Really imagination, and we're based on profit who works to provide therapy for younger black men, or really just men independently because it's marginalizing. But the mission is helping to change the narrative of black men in like what we call the Latin communities, because oftentimes there's a lot of missing resources that create trickle back in our families. So providing family support to them or the caregivers as well, we help them with media, etc. So now this is someone else who's not in the nonprofit sector, but his name is W. Edwards, Brooklyn native and Miami. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, guys, born and raised there, and this past year, shout out to Josh, born last year, what I'm saying, like, but basically, this past year, I've been in New York City the most, from Harlem and Brooklyn in particular. So I connected through our other artist, Chef Rock, connected with W. Edwards to execute a vision that he had, which he wrote a poem titled Return to the Future. He got a painting commission for it, and then he asked us to execute it. So I want to share it. But whatever. Long story short, I'll show you guys the video when we can. But so it's basically the painting is a painting of a woman facing backwards, and he has us like essentially zoom into the piece and have the piece come to life, and it's the question is essentially centered around like what happens when the world turns their back on femininity, or rather femininity turns their back on us. So it kind of plays into that, and I bring this all up because this is the important part. Also, I think very things that people
This summer, I was actually honored with getting a fellowship at Glassroots. It was the Glassroots Peter Valley Fellowship. It was a 12-week intensive fellowship that allowed me to learn about multitudes of crafts such as glass blowing, blacksmithing, woodworking, fine metals, and printmaking.
Thanks for listening. Welcome to New Merchant. That's one up. Now, how does this all tie together? Like you said, we are art-centered production company. So in the art-centered aspect, we care a lot about helping artists really understand how to provide a service. So this is the important part. If you guys can please scan this QR code because you're going to get information for what we are doing, which is called our Soundwater Gala, which is our second annual gala in February. So this theme is centered around what we call holisticism. What is holisticism? It is a noun. This noun is essentially a society or economy that is based on intimate interconnection. So this means, especially between industry and the communities, people really understanding what both demographics are desiring and having clear understanding and communication between those partners, because this creates a system or society that is actually, like, people actually care about the well-being of both parties with that instant connection. So going forward with this, right? And I mentioned that nonprofit that we were looking for. So not only do I have this company, but I now serve as a market coordinator, right? And I told you that they provide therapy services, but how can an artist like really help someone like Global Benefit Nation continue the work they do with the community? Well, we're able to help them by fundraising for their community center. So they're building what they're calling 7th Avenue Community Center, which will be a home base for them to provide their therapy services for the youth that they serve. Right now, they see the youth, but it's all throughout the you go visit them, take the basketball court, but what happened to time at home? You know, how can we actually help to create a world where they have a safe space for that? As artists, we have this whole thing called gathering, where not only are we doing work to fundraise for this community center, but it's also about essentially showing artists how to intentionally find ways to service their community. So in the thing, when you scan this, there's basically 4, 5 different topics. Look for elemental themes, African diaspora themes, themes that center around economy or ecosystem, the way you give back, themes centered around love, or like whether it be self-love, communal love, familial love, romantic. And then I think the last one, like an audio-visual piece with a soundscape. We're not a team, it's a whole lot of different pieces. But we are all connecting like an interactive experience, which I would shoot at pieces, but it's including that whole return to nature piece as well, highlighting appropriate arts as well. Yeah, his own pocket invested to support us. So as you can see, it's a whole lot of grabbing people's hand. Hey, come together. So we can all see this beautiful world that we're trying to create and put together. So yeah. I think it's quite important. Shout out to him, really doing great work. So again, keep the art buyer tickets, right? So on the holistic aspect. This gala is going to be February 6th and 7th. The reason why, because we're trying to make sure that there's space for both our domestic communities and where do I mean by that? On the 6th, we're going to be the actual art auction. So all artists who want to submit, please do share when we're going to that the 25th. All artists will be presenting people in front of people who buy art buyer tickets. So they're $150 per, but 100% of those art buyer tickets go towards the donation. So those are like directly people who are looking to not only support the community center, but actually buy art. It's very much more a certain percentage. But if you're only able to show love and appreciate, but you don't have the money to actually pay, let's say someone has a piece of 200, you don't have that, you can still partake in the general admission, which is 7. You still get to experience, see the vision of it. And then from there, you also get access to the albums and party, which is from the end of the PFM. That's also the aspect. So, we're trying to make it so there's space for everybody, but this is the person who can get through that organization by an actual get and really help them get this out of yeah. Oh, last thing. Soundwater Pillars. Why do we call it the Soundwater Gala? Because as I said, we are extremely, extremely serious about how important art is to society and culture. One thing that I think we all seem to like, we have a lot of community and culture with our art, but it's hard to find things that we stand in our culture. So in our group, we have these pillars that we call Soundwater Pillars, and they're basically 9 pillars that in our space, and we cultivate events, so we cultivate art projects. We follow these guidelines along just in production. This is a highlight. Me as a director, how I'm going to speak, let's say to the crew, right? just because I'm a director doesn't mean I'm about to be calling your name. No, everyone has their own subjective superiority. So I have to trust that the chef knows what they're doing, and just let the chef know all the time, my job. And it helps keep the space respectful while also getting everyone, space to be, but they're not stuff. So, that is information. Please reach out.
Thank you for that. Oh, man, so, one of the things, because like you said, nonprofits are always looking for some funding, some support. One thing I would like to also mention that, we have a grant program for 501c3 nonprofits, and it's called CERS, which stands for Community Economic Revitalization Support Program. It's enough. However, go online and you'll see it. And as a matter of fact, Wayne Benjamin came up with that name. That's right. But it is one, it funds that we received from Columbia University. It's still available. As a matter of fact, a couple of organizations here, if you receive funding from Harvard, raise your thank you. Raise your hand. Yes. Yeah. Yep. All right. Watching you guys. I also understand. I should not have said, Thank you. So, last time I called him up, I kind of blew up his head, and I said, when we had Selma, why didn't we just have a brother from the States? We had to go across the globe, right, and get somebody. Bring up Michael Green. Yes. Shades of truth there. Go ahead, man.
How we doing, everybody? All right. We introduce y'all? Yeah. Okay, so I'm the founder, producer, and director of Trinity Theater. And I'm also the director of the New Heritage Theater Group, Bosa Rivers Legacy Series. Who's heard of that? Okay, listen. Competition for established and emerging playwrights, right? And this was their new works that they need additional foundational and development support. We just had our first showcase of the first winner of that. And many of you missed it. But don't miss the next one. It's going to be January 26th. Okay? It's at City College. So when you see it come across your feed, come out and support it. We have a great time. And some of you weren't there. Now, what's going on next? For us, it's about creating, sustaining, and preserving legacy. And those of you in here know that you got to do it yourself, right? Okay, so we last year we did a thing called 10 Days Before Christmas. And we had the Salvation Army, packed the house, had a great time. Celebrating Christmas with all your favorite Christmas songs, gospel, rhythm and blues, jazz, and we had a blast. And so guess what? We're doing it again. And that's how you create and sustain legacy. Not just doing it one time, but doing it again and again and again. And I'm thankful we have Bosa Rivers, who always provides resources to shape theater to do what we do. We do it. All right? So we got Angel Million here. Some of you know her from the last meeting. Okay? But you know what? You probably got a chance to, you missed the evolution of the blues, black and white. Boy, if you missed it, you missed a great shot. But here she is, Angel Million. 2 years. How old is she? Come on, Angel.
Thanks for having me again. On this side. How you guys feeling? I'm gonna do whatever they say I can do. That show is Saturday at 7:30 p.m. at the Harlem Community Center. So I hope you guys come out. Great. I gotta talk to you. Sing a little lamb to the shepherd boy. Do you hear what I hear? ringing through the night. Shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? A song, ringing through the night with a voice that mimics and sings with a voice that big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace, warm and mighty king, do you know what I know? A child sleeping in the night, he will bring us good night and light. He will bring us good night and light. Hey, oh, to the people, everyone, come on now, listen to what I say. Pray for me, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. A child sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. Yeah, I said pray for me, pray for life, pray for me. Praise the Lord, pray for peace. I said, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what
Just imagine, just imagine. All night, hearing this all night long, right? Okay, we're not gonna be quite all night, but close enough. From 7:30 to 10:30, it's gonna be on. And joining her will be three other singers. Wow, so get ready for it. Here we go, folks. This is it. You can't have this. It's only one, not two actually. So you can scan it. Tickets are only $12. That is as close to free as you can get, right? Okay, so take a picture of that scan or whatever, and then come on and see us again on Saturday, 5 days before Christmas. I know you're busy, but come on out anyway. Can we hear from Angel one more time? Is that all right? You ready? One more again.
DJ, okay.
trusting on an open fire. Frost slipping that you know. No time for being so. My home and most restaurant, Eskimo, everybody knows. A turkey and that Santa on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. So I'm offering this simple phrase from kids from 1 to 92. Yeah. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Frontliners.
Listen, there's only really 3 universal languages. There's baby crying, there's laugh, and there's good singing. You just experienced one. All right now, okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Keep it up, Michael Green. Praise and truth. And also, Noel, we certainly do know, because what I want to say says it. When you have been divinely anointed, you must share your gift. You don't. If you don't, you're not going the right way. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So what you just heard, that's divinely inspired. Yes, give it up.
We'll just find it. Oh, you got time for that?
Man.
No, let me just say. So I was, I'm busy. I'm working all the time. You don't understand. But I can't come to your show because I'm really, really busy. Producing, writing, directing, acting 24/7. That's the deal I made with myself in New York. I was only going to be an artist. So that's what I've done for the last 30 years. Period. No Burger King, none of that. No secretarial work. Anyway. So anyway, I'm on my way, going somewhere, and I'm busy. So I'm in the subway, and I'm so I'm walking, and I'm walking back. Here's this voice. I stop. I go back. Same. I didn't know it was Zane at the time. I didn't know that. I said, wow, man, she's low. I gotta go. I know it. I come back. I said, dang. So I'm looking for something right over here. You're good. Here's some money. Bam. Boom. I leave again. Another note stops me. I go back and I said, wow, I gotta talk to you. So I wait till she finishes and I talk to her. I give my card, tell her who I am, and I said, look, you've got to call me. I think we can work together. So this is the first time I've done that. But she called me. Okay? And then she showed up. And then she's been showing up ever since. That's been over a year ago now. We've been working. So that's how we do it, right? That's how we do it, right? Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how I met Angel. We've been working and doing it together. And we've gone from here to where we got. Hello. Hallelujah. Someone say amen. Amen. All right. There you go.
Yes. Michael Green. So you know what? Because you're not here, I feel a little bit local, just the West Harlem Development Corporation. But you know what? Yeah, Harlem CDC, so we're good. We have a little presentation from them. Roll it.
From West Harlem?
Yeah, West Harlem.
It's a PDF.
The PDF.
Yeah, I don't have a video.
Go ahead, check. Who's operating it?
The clicker.
Oh, okay. Oh, here it is.
pointed this way.
Gotcha. Next. The key thing is making sure that you take down their location on the web. See West Harlem, westharlemdc.org. That's the one you really. Or QR code. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this concludes the program. And for those who are listening, what did I say in terms of presenters? Noel, what did I say about presenters? That's right. Stay here until it's over. That's right. So they all know.
Thank you all for coming in. And our next meeting is going to be here on January 23rd at 10 a.m. Please come out and bring somebody with you. Okay? Try to get some new members and let them know what a wonderful time we have, bonding and networking and just enjoying all forms of art while we're here. Thank you all for coming and having a one more thing, fearless leader would like to speak. Mr. Bozo.
I want to thank all of you for being with us today. There was a question if you could have an audience. And I said no matter what the weather is, I know that there's some dedicated friends and members here. They will come out, and they don't only come out, they show up. And so I wanted to say thank all of you. We've had a great year. 2026 will be even better. A lot of new plans, and one of the things that came out for me watching everything today was the idea of partnerships and collaborations. We can't do this by ourselves. We have to do it together. And so as we look at Harlem and the boundaries that needs to be erased because Harlem is vulnerable, it looks great without talent and without culture. So again, I wanted to say thank you so much for coming out this morning. Thank you.
Bozo Rivers, the legend, and Amy, as we said, the legacy right here. Presenters going up, guarantee. You would like to spot the trees, is that correct?
Also, I'll take cards, please. Take cards, please. Fill them out.
Angel.
Yes.